Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pace up, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
Yeah. What's up? Welcome everyone to the show. I'm your host, Don Vic. What's up? Y'all know the vibes. We're in the building, baby. You know, this is the show where you find new talent, you see new faces and upcoming stars all the time here on the show. I want to welcome everyone that's tuning in and watch the show. Big shout out to Parapost Network. Big shout out to Global Ghost Hunt, Team Rav, The Wicked Queen, and Paranormal Consultant with my band Matt. He just texted me. He texted me right when I was going to start the show. But big shout out to Matt and everyone in the paranormal world. Big shout out to you guys. Also, YouTube. Big shout out to YouTube that tunes in and follow as well. Big shout out to everyone. So what's up? Today we got a special guest coming on the show. She's been waiting to come on the show for a while. I've been trying to get her on, but timing was off. Kathryn Genovese. She is an author. She wrote a book based on her life, and is a very interesting story that her and I, that she had told me, because we spoke about it, and it's very interesting to know that a woman can go through so much pain and so much darkness in her journey and overcome it, and be able to today write a book about it and talk about it. Because there were times where, she thought she wasn't going to make it. So we'll be talking to her today, to Kathryn, good friend of mine out of Ohio. And we're going to listen to her story. Maybe her story can help someone that's in the same, wearing the same shoes she was back in the days. And maybe she can, tell her story and maybe help someone. And this is what this show is all about, man. These amazing true stories that I like to hear of people that, in some time in their life were in a dark place and were able to overcome it. And the struggles to overcome it are really, amazing, because you don't know what each individual goes through to be able to make it to the other side. Because it's not an easy journey, especially when you got, amphetamines in it, drugs, because that's a whole different devil, and it tries to keep you in that circle. So you have to be willingly and strong enough mentally, physically, to overcome this. And they always say when women fall into that side of the world, it's so hard for them to come out of it, harder than men, so I'm excited to hear a story, and I can't wait for her to come on so we can talk to her and see exactly what a story is. What's up? You already know, the vibes, baby. You know the vibes. Also, big shout out to, follow my man, Matt. Matt got a great show too. That's the Siren Paranormal Consultant. You guys can go there and check out the show. Also, you can go to Parapost Network, check out all the private investigators around the world that are on that channel. They're amazing. Even my man, Brian Lavardi, which is the CEO and founder of the page, which is No, I'm kidding. He's a great guy. Um, and also tune into Global's Ghost Hunt as well. Matt is part of that as well. We got Team Raft with my man Anthony, another private investigator. The Wicked Queen, which is actually Matt's wife. She has a great show, and Matt, and among other people, Pam, Pam Harris with Sean Ellis, and my man Mark Lee, and so many, Kevin, and so many other great people, you know. So also big shout out to my family, the Pagan. Um, it's a TV series that's um gonna be playing soon sometime. So I can give you more info once I get the green light to talk about it. But we're working on it. So big shout out to the Pagan family, Denise, Mary, Stuntman, Anthony, uh, Jarrell, Cody, who else? Sarah, amazing Sarah Lynn, um, and Victoria, and everyone else that's part of that cast. So I can't wait to meet everyone when it's time to start shooting. Um, Also, Desert Fiends. Desert Fiends. With Sean C. Phillip, which is the director of that film, and producer Nicole Vegas. You know, hopefully this year coming up, the movie should be ready to rock and roll, and it'll be available for you guys to watch. Um, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. You know, uh, so I can't. I just can't wait, folks. I just can't wait. You know. So I don't know what you guys are doing today. Today, yesterday I went home. I went to my son's house, spent the night at my son's house. Got back today, and so it was a great time when I spent time with my son. And also, let me say big shout out to Bev Moore as well. She is an actress and a talk show host. So big shout out to Bev Moore. Big shout out to Jimmy Starr, and Ron. Great guys. Mike Wagner, Rebecca Mayan. Big shout out to her as well. She has an amazing show as well. So does Jimmy. Tyrone Tan also has a great show. Big shout out to Tyrone Tan and everyone up in Los Angeles. Great people out there. Also, big shout out to my good friend Donna Donna Anderson. I mean Jennifer Anderson, good friend of mine. I ain't spoke to her in a while. So big shout out to her and her husband Bill. Uh, Catherine Colford Pacino as well. Her husband Bill. Big shout out to them. Harley Wallen, his wife Teresa, Danny Zano and his wife Teresa Zano. Big shout out to everybody. You guys are so fabulous and doing so much things out here in this industry, and it's amazing. And a lot of movies are coming up. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys informed with upcoming films um, that are now being filmed. You know, and I like to keep the updates going. You know what I mean? And I'm just excited overall with everyone that I do know, that everyone that's on my page, because I do limit my page with people. And I always say it, I don't accept everybody that friend requests me. If I don't know you, have to be recommended through someone, or someone knows you or sends it to me. That's the only way you get on my page. And that's just to save the headaches. Raymond, what's up, Raymond? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Big dog Raymond in the building, folks. Great guy. Great guy. Thank you for tuning in. Folks, this guest I have coming on, Hopefully she comes on. Last time we were having problems with the connection, but you know, she had an amazing story, and kind of, and it touches home because when her and I spoke, and she told me, what she went through as a young lady and the things she's been through, same kind of scenario as mine, only she was a female, and she went through things that, worse things than I did because she's a female. So there's certain things that happened to her that didn't happen to me, but the lifestyle, the money, the drugs, everything that she did and she went through, I went through, and we're both survivors of it, right? And we're here today to talk about it. And what is my destiny? And I think about it all the time. Like, I say, God, like, you know, there were times where I was almost gone. You know what I mean? Three attempts on my life, and I'm still here. So, what is my job? I ask that all the time. Like, why did you let me live? And and I think this is one of the reasons why. You know, is to be able to talk about my story to people, um, and knowing that I'm a survivor of the streets. I'm able to talk about it and maybe help someone, because it's all about helping someone. You know what I mean? Or save a life. Um, you'd be surprised what words can do to people. And I try to be as legitimate as I can, as truthful as I can, because it's the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do. And if I can save a life, then I've done God's job. And I think God gave me this opportunity to be able to reach out to a lot of you guys that are watching, that are probably going through the same situations that I probably been. If you're still on the streets, you selling drugs, you dealing, you popping guns, you doing the thing, man. Listen, there's a way out. If you want a way out, there's a way out, but you're gonna want to stop. You're gonna want to stop and stop living that life. Maybe you're gonna want to look for a different atmosphere, a different set of friends, because sometimes you got to change your circle, because it brings you back in. So if you really want to change, if you really want to change, you, that has to come from you, from the heart, not just you saying it, but you got to feel it. That you want to change. You know, and then take the steps to change. And that, my first advice would be, change your circle. Change the people that you're hanging around with and doing whatever it is that you're doing. You need to get rid of that first, and then move on to the next step, which is, figure out what it is that you want to do with your life, besides the streets. So you got to have a plan. You know, a lot of us live day by day. We wake up and we live with whatever the day throws at us. You know, with no plan. You got to have a goal and a plan to be able to wake up in the morning and go for that goal, or dream, whatever it is that you may have, to be able to be successful at what it is that you want to do. And it's not going to be easy, because it's never easy, you know, uh, especially for me, because I was always used to doing negative things. So the negative things are always easy to do because they just easy. But when you transform your life over to do good, to be better, it's hard because we're not used to that. You know what I mean? We're used to doing the bad things. So when you turn over and you start doing good things, it seems kind of like weird, or different, for you, because you're not so used to doing good things. You're not used to being a people's people. You're not used to giving love, or receiving love, or understanding, or listening. Because when you're in that world, you kind of do what you want to do and you listen to you and only you because you're in that world, and in that world everything goes. So transit for me to do that transformation over to who I am today, it's a peaceful transformation. I'll tell you that first. It's a peaceful transformation because now I don't have to look over my shoulder for police. I don't have to look over for the stick up kids. I don't have to wait to see if somebody's out there to kill me, or rob me, whatever it is. I don't have to do that anymore. I live a normal life like everyone else. I work and I do what I do, which is podcasts, and my other side thing is acting, and I love it. I love it, and and even though it's something new for me, because I'm still new at this industry, at what I love to do, which is acting. It is new for me. I'm willing to take those chances. You know, um, always, Matt. And it's what, folks, it's so easy to lie. You know, saying a lie is easy, but then if you lie, you got to keep up with it. So it's better to tell the truth, right? And for me, I love to tell the truth because I ain't better than nobody else. I'm just a regular guy like everyone else. I just been through probably worse things than some you guys have gone through. Our lives are different. So for those of y'all that been on the street, lived that life, understand what I'm saying. Those that haven't lived that life probably have an understanding because they hear about it or they see it on the news or whatever. But it's different. For you to understand this life, you had to live that life. You know, um, and to be able to want to change because of the things you see, the things that you have to do when you're in that world. Um, a lot of the times, they nice things that you have to do, but you have to do it because that's what you do. And at that time, I didn't have a choice, right? Because back in their 80s, 80s, you know, um, there was a lot of, we always had racism, right? We always had it. But then it was like really, really bad. Like you knew that you knew when they didn't like you or you wasn't supposed to be there, you know. Nowadays it's a little more camouflage, you know, uh, it's hard to tell unless they just straight out let you know they don't want you around. But growing up in that environment with little tools to grow. I went to school. The school wasn't my thing. I was always into fights in school. I wasn't learning anything. I wasn't learning anything. The teachers wasn't really teaching us anything. They would just go there for a paycheck. Half of the time I was in class, I was just doing uh, work off a book. The teachers wasn't really talking much. They just say this is a chapter, going to chapter, blah blah blah. There's there's a problem, solve it. And so the streets was my thing. I seen the streets, and I fell in love with the streets, and I fell in love with the money, the jewelry, the flashy cars, all the women, and I hit the streets, man, and not knowing the beast behind the street, because there's a beast, and when you're caught up in that world, it's very hard for you to let go, especially if you're doing very well for yourself in the street where you got a lot of money, you got good cars. It's very hard, very hard to say I'm gonna stop this and go legit, and transforming into today. I don't regret it, because I'm peaceful, and because of my choice of changing, I've met so many great people like you guys, and thank you, thank you. You know, but I earned this, Matt. You got to earn things in life, and that's one of the things that I've learned during my journey to where I'm at today. Is to open up and let people like you, love you. Want you to be around them because of your personality, because of your loyalty, because of your honesty. And they know that when you're around, they don't have nothing to worry about. They know that you're solid. And that's always been my thing. I always been like that, even on the other side. I've always been a solid dude. I always kept my word. The job always got done. So I didn't have that problem in the streets either. I always had that stand-up guy, on that side, and now on this side. So, there is something that I do have. I don't know what it is. People say you have something that people, you attract people. And I've noticed it, but not to the extreme that I have today, where now I talk more. Back then I didn't really speak nothing. I say a few words, and that was that. I had my game face on all the time, because that's the world I was living. But now I know that I don't have to live like that. I got great people around me. I'm working with some amazing, fabulous people from not even from my own city, from other cities, from around the world, and that also blows my mind because I'm like, I know so many people here in Boston, and I cannot hang out with none of them because not one is doing what I'm doing or are interested in doing what I'm doing. So why hang with them? I got to hang with people or look for people that are in the same thing that I'm doing so that we can elevate each other and give each other's ideas on how to become thing. Hold on a second. Hello. I'm on my live.
What?
I'm on my live right now.
I know because I've been in front of here and it just keeps on. I was in your studio and I can hear you.
Oh, you didn't
And I
pop
can,
you didn't pop up on my screen.
but I'm on. Because I put the code and everything in,
Yeah.
and I went right to the bird.
Yeah, you're not on my screen.
So it says the streamline in a recording,
You're
and then it says the studio, and I'm going to the studio. I'm on your studio.
no, I don't see you here. You probably got me on your
Okay, wait a minute. Wait
on
a
your
minute. Wait
line.
a minute. Okay, display name, Kathryn Genovese. Headline, capture. What do I do with that? The founder of the creative in
No, you
it's
had
John Vick, right?
yeah, it's me, but um
I,
the
I,
the link I
because
sent
they
you,
told me when they came, the Geek Squad came to me, and I said that I'm the interviewer. He goes, that has nothing to do with it. Once you guys can hear each other like we can,
right,
well, I'm on my recording to my laptop,
right, no,
and
so
I can still hear you. And
right,
then the everything's on the cam. Everything's working on my side.
yeah. I don't think you're connected to me. I think you're got what they gave you is the for you to
Honey, I got your bird. It said charge stream.
yeah, but you're not on my platform, so obviously we're not connected.
So what do you want me to do? Just swipe out again?
Yeah, I'll send you another link and try linking on from that link.
And I'm just going straight to the bird.
So no, so when I send you the link and you tap on it, it should tell you
Okay, then do it that way. Okay, do it that way.
entering
We're gonna. I
entering studio. Yeah. Okay. Bye
All
bye.
right, I'm gonna hang up.
Bye bye. Yeah, she's trying to log in. We had this problem last time. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Give me 1 second, guys. Um. So yeah, folks. Okay, I just send it to her. I just send it to her. So yeah, um, Matt, these are things that I love to talk about because you know, a good example. Matt and I are good friends, right? I'm not saying that Matt never went through any bad experiences in his life, but because we live two different worlds with two different individuals, we had two different backgrounds, and maybe what I went through, Matt didn't go through, but he went through his own little darkness, on his own. Maybe not as critical as mine, but everyone has a story. You know, when when they were in bad situations in their lives, and a lot of people don't really talk about that. They talk about the good things that they into and got into, but really don't talk about the bad things. And yes, we're family. That's right. You're my brother. We're family, and and I like to talk about things because I like to hear how people overcame those dark moments. You know, I know there's people probably that have been in situations where they felt like they wanted to kill themselves or thought they wasn't worthy enough to live and they wanted to take their lives, but something in their head or someone said something that they realize that they are worthy, and that they're here for a purpose. And these are the stories that I love to bring on my show so other people can hear them and get input from them because we never know. We don't know who's going through a bad time. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest because I like to be honest. Sometimes I'm here doing my show, right? And I'm not in a good place, but you guys don't know it because I'm entertaining you guys. But in my mind, in my soul, I'm not right. And there's sometimes where I want to talk to people and I can't. I talk to my son, but there's not a lot of people I talk to. Matt I talk to sometimes, you know, because I'm very discreet to who I talk to, about my business because I've been through it all. I've been through things where I tell my friend stuff, personal stuff, and next minute, everybody else in the crew knew it, or people that I didn't know were questioning me about the situation. How do I feel? Are you okay? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then they end up telling me the story I told one of my friends, and so I really protect myself, and I really don't talk about a lot of things to people because a lot of people don't know how to keep secrets to themselves, and I was brought up in the era where whatever's told to you dies with you. If you go do something with somebody, that dies with you. You don't tell on your next man, you know? Yeah, exactly. You know, so, you know, so people don't feel that like you're the only one in distress. Like, don't feel like you're the only one that's going through what you're going through. Remember, there's billions of people in this planet. And when you feeling that way, remember there's probably thousands of people feeling the same way you do at the same time. You just don't know about it because people don't talk about it. But trust me, whenever you feel down, remember there's someone else, there's other people feeling down too. You're not the only one. When you feel like the world is crumbling on you and you got no way out, there's other people thinking the same thing you thinking at the same time. You just don't know about it. So we got to get that out of our heads. You know what I mean? And find a solution to the problem instead of letting the problem make the solution for us. You know, and you learn that as you go, as you get older. and it's sad because like to not have people around your own neighborhood that you can talk to or hang out with or go have a drink with and talk about issues, it's sad. All my friends that I talk to are all out of state. All my friends that I work with are all out of state. Ain't no one here in Boston that I work with. No, I don't work with nobody here in my city. Why? Because of the envious, the jealousy, the the smiling in your face and going around behind your back and talking about you, thinking, oh, he all that, he think he all like. I don't think I'm a humble dude. If and you guys know that I don't brag about anything. Um, I don't show off. That's not my style. Do I dress nice? Yeah, I like to dress nice. Do I like jewelry? Yeah, I like jewelry. This I came up on that. I'm a hip hop head. And these are signs of hip hop. You know, um, but we need. We really need to put ourselves out there sometimes. With well, not put yourself out there, but explain or talk about these situations, man, and see if we can help other people. Because as talk show hosts, like Matt is, like Brian is, like everyone else I know that has a talk show, our goal is to help others. You know, and let me tell you something. I've helped a lot of people versus a lot of people help me. I barely have people to help me, offer me any help. A few have, you know, um, until I came to this platform and I met Matt and I met Brian and I met several other people that are solid people, you know, that are for you, not to gain anything from you, not to take advantage of you, but to actually help you do better. And I embraced that. I embraced them so much. They have no idea, how much I care about these guys because of their honesty, their loyalty, and that for me is big. If y'all can see that, respect and loyalty. I live and die by that. My kids got it, and it's very important to me because when I was growing up, at one point in my life, there was respect. There was loyalty among us on the street. Till things got, as the years went by, things started slipping and there was no more loyalty, there was no more respect among our brothers. Everybody was after everybody was trying to rob everybody was trying to kill him. It was crazy. So one thing that stuck with me, because an old guy, OG, told me, he said the only thing you got in this game or anything in your world is your word, your honesty, and your loyalty. Don't break that for nobody. And that kept with me. That stayed with me till today. You know, till today. Am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect. Am I the smartest person? No, I'm not the smartest person. But what I do know, I know. And the streets, I know the streets. I am the streets. You know. So I'm telling you guys this because I want you guys to know that if I change, if Matt changed, if any of you guys changed, anyone could change. Anyone can change. It don't matter who you are, but you gotta want to change. You gotta want to change your lifestyle. And if it's not your lifestyle, maybe it's your circle. Maybe it's the people you hanging around that are keeping you down from doing what you want to do. Maybe those people you around ain't doing nothing. But you got an idea. You have a plan. You have a goal. You have a dream, but you're not proceeding your dream because you're too busy hanging around the ones that ain't doing nothing. And those are the ones that keep you down. They want you in the darkness. They want you in the game, you know. And to tell you the truth, man, the only two things in the game is going to get you is to the prison death or in a wheelchair. Those are the only options you have. If you make it, if you make it out of there with some good money, then you're one of the survivors. You know what I mean? But you need to change because all that stuff doesn't last for long. You know, I know because I've had it. I've been in, had it all. You know, and you name it. I've been anywhere. You name it, helicopters, plane. Like I flew everything. Like I had it where just put it like this: there was nothing in the world that I needed, I, and if I needed it, I could have got it. Or my kids, just put it like that. You know, so I was in a very very good position then, and you know, God God took it for me because He wanted to see my He wanted to see how I was going to act if I had money. You know, what type of individual was I going to turn to with a $500,000? You know, and I was still a bad guy. You know, I was still doing things I wasn't supposed to do. Even though I was taking care of my kids, you know, giving them whatever they want, buying them whatever they want, motorcycles, cars, you name it, they wanted it, I got it. But I wasn't being who I was supposed to be, you know, and so God gave me a taste of what it feels to have real money and then take it away and to see my results from that. And I respect I took it, you know, I took it and I understood it, you know. I understood why. It was a test, you know. It was a test and I failed. I failed because I let the money get to me. I failed because I was still the asshole that I was. And so God let me, you know, He let me have, you know, He gave me a 10-year run. You know, He gave me a 10-year run to see what I was gonna do, and I failed. I failed. You know, I hit rock bottom again. You know, and to come back up after having so much, it's not as easy. You know, because time changes. You know, the time change, and as time change, people change. You know, and you know, a few times I came down, a few times I came back up, but there was a lesson for me to learn from that, and I learned it. You know, and I learned it, and because of it, I became a better. Believe it or not, I don't have the money I used to have then, but I learned so much from that. Okay, I've learned how to love. I've learned how to listen. I've learned how to be humble. I learned how to understand. I learned how to help people. You know, so that to me is more valuable than money. Because what fun is it to have all that money and you're miserable? You're miserable and you're looking around your shoulder trying to see who's going to come rob you, or if the police is going to try to, you know, come in and take your stuff, or you know, whatever the case may be. But it wasn't going to end up good, you know. So the only thing I said I regret most of all of that was that my kids were watching, not watching me do what I was doing, but they seen all the flashy stuff. They seen the cars, they seen the motorcycles, they seen everything, and you know I was buying them stuff. So you know, uh, I regret them seeing that because it wasn't done in a legitimate way. But what they did learn was the hustle. Okay, my kids learned that it was a hustle, and they took that hustle and turned it into some positive things in their lives, and they're doing good with themselves. You know, so that's probably the only good thing that came out of it, and me changing. Me changing out. I'm not the Victor that people used to know. I mean, they may think that, but I'm not. I respect women more than ever. My brothers, um, and just my whole way of thinking just changed, and that's important, folks. So, any story that you, excuse me, that you may have, any story that has a great ending, share it. Come on my show and share it because again, it's about helping people and saving lives, right? And uplifting people, and that's what I'm all about. And that's why I created that new show, the Don Vic Showdown Challenge, is because to bring that, I want to bring joy to people. I want people to come on my show and laugh and have fun and be a part of something. You know, it's it's not like I got the biggest show in the world, no, but I can have the one of the funnest shows, where everybody engages and we have fun and we get to win prizes, and maybe who knows where this go, and then I can add more people to the show. So, I do have one challenger already, AJ. He's a guitar player and singer. He's ready to challenge. He hit me up, AJ. I believe he's a paranormal investigator, if I'm not mistaken. AJ Capiso. Sorry if I mess up your last name, but I know it's Capasso. It's like an Italian last name. But he's willing to, he hit me up. He said, "Hey, I want to be on your show for the showdown." So I already got one challenge. I need one more to start the show and keep and start rocking. I think this is going to be something great for everyone. And I truly don't know why people are scared to be a part of this. This is going to be so much fun, and and I want to do it for us, for us to look forward to next week having to see who the challenger is, and see who the challenger is going to win, and put in your votes and your thoughts about the performance, and then we go on to the next one. I think it's a great show. So I really want people to reach out to me if you want to be part of this show. This Don Vic Show Showdown Challenge. If you can sing, you can play an instrument, you can sing, and that's what you do. And see if you can go on to the next challenge. And it's a good thing too, because this way, if you think that you're not that good, this is a good chance to see what the audience think of you, of your performance. If you want to know how good you are or you can be, then you need to put yourself out there. And this is the opportunity I'm giving you, is to come on the show and show your talent, you know, and the people, the voters are going to vote for you, So that's a good way of looking at, wow, I am probably good. I am good. The people loving me. They're loving my song, or the way I sing. So, it's just not just coming on the show to, entertain us and get a chance to win to win a prize, but to also show your talent. To show your talent. A lot of people tune in on my show from all over the world. You never know who's watching. Might need you. Might need a singer. Might need a person that plays an instrument. You never know. And while you're doing it, you're having fun. You're having fun doing it. You're on the Don Vic show. You know, and with opportunities. This is the show of opportunities, because you never know. And if I can connect you to someone that I think that you will be good with, then I'll do that. And you guys know I don't have no problem connecting no one to no one. I'm not a selfish guy. I'm not here to win by myself. I'm not a selfish dude. I say it all the time. I want everybody to win. Because if we all win, then we all good. You know, I know that sometimes somebody has to lead, and I'm okay with that. It don't have to be me, but if someone's leading something that I think is going to be profitable in the future for other people or can help people, I'm on that ship. I'm willing to move. I'm willing to go with you all the way because I see your intentions, and your good intentions, and you're trying to help people. You know what I'm saying? And if people don't take those opportunities, then that's fine. But don't wait till the show stop popping, where people are starting to view, and then you want to say, I want to be a contestant. I'm gonna be like, well, I reached out to you before the show even started, and you didn't want to take the opportunity. Now you want to take the opportunity. You're gonna have to wait till I have an open slot for you uh, to bring you in, because I know this is gonna go. This show is gonna go. This new show is gonna go somewhere, and and I can't wait. So AJ, I'm waiting for AJ, and I need another contestant for AJ. Thank you, Jose, my brother, Jose Rosario, an amazing friend of mine. Grew up with me too, as well in the projects. And used to play ball with me, basketball. You know, but these are things that you know we the people talk about and should talk about. It's how to become better and talk about those bad times we had back then, and see who we can help that's going through those situations. You see, nowadays things are really crazy, and a lot of young children need to be saved and spoken to about it. Um, and and I think that we, as talk show hosts, as the face of the show, should reach out and try to help these individuals as much as we can. You know, so I that's Christine, Catherine, calling me, but I guess she can't get on it. So I don't know what's wrong with her stuff, because we've been trying to get her on the show for the past 3 months, and it's always been a problem with the connection. But I spoke to her like a month ago, and we was on screen. We was talking. Was like, okay, we all set, and now we can't get her on the show. Um, but these things happen. I know she's probably pulling her hair because she's been wanting to come on the show and tell her story for a while now, and I've been working with her, so trying to get her on the show. Um, but obviously we can't. Something's going on, and where I can't get her on. But guys, if you know anyone that wants to get into this challenge, please reach out to me, because I got a contestant right now, challenger, that's willing to do this challenge on my new show. I just need one more person, okay? And maybe after that first show, maybe some more will come up, and we'll get this show rolling. You know what I mean? But it's Saturday, so it's a great. It's sunny out. It's a little chilly, but it's sunny out, which is I'll take that all day. I don't know how it is over there in Philadelphia, where Pennsylvania, where Matt is, but or any of you other guys that are on here. But it's okay over here. Um. So yeah, folks. Obviously, I can't get her on the show, so I apologize for that. Johnny Alonso was supposed to come on yesterday, but he was caught up busy doing some things. So he'll be on the show Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm gonna make sure I call him directly, see if he's coming on the show, so I can do the show with him. Actually, tomorrow. Tomorrow, no, no, no. I'm talking about Wednesday. I said tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have Kadolsha owner Carol coming to the show. She is a Hollywood entertainer. Um, she's an actress and I believe a director. So we'll be talking to her tomorrow on the show. I'm excited to talk to her. She is deep into the industry, and She's done some things, so we want to talk to her tomorrow and exactly find out what she got going on. Oh shoot. AJ, we need AJ up in here. Okay, so it's warm there. Okay. It's warm. Okay. So folks, we got some great shows, man. We got some great shows, man, all over the place. Parapost, my show, among other shows, people that I mentioned you guys earlier. These podcasts are many. Wendy Stewart as well. Big shout out to Wendy Stewart show. She's out of New York, I believe. You know, she's amazing. Even Nicole Vegas out of Las Vegas, she hasn't done her show in a while because she's been working. She's been holding down family issues, which is more important than anything else. Family first all the time. Um, but she will be back and with her show, Nicole Vegas in Vegas. Okay, so I can't wait for her to bring her show up. Uh, so we all here for the same purposes. You know, maybe at one point we was like, yeah, we want to get the best show out there, but it's not even about having the best show or the most popular show. To me, it's more about who I can help. Who I can help, who what doors I can open for certain people, because you can't do it for everybody. And I don't want to sound like I'm being rude or anything, but you just can't, because a lot of people don't have the same thoughts that you have, or are in it for the same reasons that I might be in it, or Matt or anyone else. We really here to help people, and I can see it when Matt do it, and Brian. Brian opened up that whole new platform so that people can have a platform to bring their shows to and be exposed worldwide. So Brian did something amazing for the people. So Brian is for the people. Matt is the same way. Matt comes on the show. He's almost on there every other day, and he's always trying to see how he can help people. He brings people to his platform and introduce them to people. That's helping. That's opening doors. You know, um, and I do kind of similar thing. I bring people here on my show. I talk to them, and I try to depending on who they are and what they're doing. If I think that they're a good match with someone I know that's probably looking for someone, or may need help, then I connect them. I connect them. Um, Certain people that got projects. If I can connect them to someone where they can get marketing, publishing, you know, uh, get an opportunity to get their films rolling. I can connect certain people with certain people and make things happen. And it don't have to be about me. Like, I don't have to be involved in a project that I connect people to. Like, nobody owes me anything, and I don't do it. And I connect people to be a part of whatever it is that you got going. I don't do it for those reasons. I do it because I want to help you. I truly want to help you. And if you don't want to help me in return, that's fine, because I'm not doing it for you to help me in return. I'm doing it because I feel that you need help and I can help you, and I'm going to help you. If in the long run you want to help me with something or put me in a project because you feel I fit that character, then that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I don't want no one to feel that you owe me anything because I did something for you. I don't work that, because that's telling me I'm not being real to myself. I'm not being real to you. I'm just doing it because I'm expecting something in return. And when you do things like that, things don't work out for you. Trust me, because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. So when I do things for people, I do it because one, I'm good hearted. Two, I will want to see you succeed. And three, you might be in a position in the future to help me get to where I want to get to. You know, so I do these things, um, and but mostly because that's what the show is all about. Is to be able to help people and and connect people. So help me, help you. I don't ask much from nobody. I really don't. I try to do everything I can on my own. But sometimes things get too thick where it's out of my hand where I need help. And I'm very shy to ask for help when it comes to asking for help because I figure like I can do it on my own. And sometimes it's not like we can't do everything on our own because especially with technology, I'm not good with technology, so I definitely need people that know it to either help me or teach me. And that's keeping it 100. And I got all these amazing great friends, and we all live apart. We all No one that I know that's on this page live across the street or live not even 5 miles from me. Everybody lives miles or hours away from me, you know um and they're great people, and thanks to technology that we can work through the system and not have to be there present with each other to make things happen. We can do it through social media or through our platforms. I know some things you have to do in person because that's just the way it is. But for most part, everything can be done through social media, which helps me out. But I want to thank I always thank you guys for always listening to me and listening to my show and supporting me and sharing out my show because you know I share love and show love everywhere. So sometimes it feels good to get love back. You know, uh, so with that being said, folks, obviously we're going to get Catherine on here on the show. I don't know what happened to her system. What I think what I'm thinking that is happening to her system is that she's going into her stream yard, but to do the show instead of coming on my show, I think she got it set up where she's bringing me in as a guest instead of her coming in as a guest for me. Maybe that's the setup that she has, you know, uh, and that's not the setup that she needs to be on to come on the show. Um, so we got to figure that out. We're gonna figure that out for her and bring her on the show because she does have an amazing story. Catherine has an amazing story. We spoke. She's a good friend of mine, and she's been trying to come on my show for months, and we've been having the same problem with getting her on the show with the computer and stuff. But we're gonna get her on here because her story needs to be heard. It's a very deep story, dark story, and the beautiful thing about it is that she got to overcome it, and she wrote a book about it. So that's the beauty of her story. At the end of the day, she's still here, she's alive, she's well, and she overcame her demons, and she wrote a book about it. And those are things that people got to go through in life, or that we go through in life that make us better. You know, and And that's just the way it is, folks. So I always say, stay out the way, be yourself, stay humble. Don't be selfish. Because we're not taking anything that we have with us when we die. And I told my son that today. I said, you know what? I'm living my life to the fullest. Money doesn't make me. I make me. I make who I am. And with that being said, I meant, that I'm gonna live my life, go where I need to go, fly where I need to fly to, meet the people that I need to meet in this lifetime, and see what my destination is. See, because if you don't follow your heart, then you're never gonna know where the ending is. You know, as far as my career. So I'm gonna follow my heart. I'm gonna follow my heart, follow my friends, that are doing positive things and giving me opportunities to be in their projects. You know, I'm gonna follow that because my dream is to become a great actor. N- Don't have to be a famous actor. Don't have to be a celebrity. Just a good actor in general, where people want to work with me because they love my work. That's it. If the famous come into it, or money comes into it, then that's fine too. That's fine. But my goal is to expose myself as much as I can through the filming industry, so that my children and my grandkids, when I'm not here, can see that their grandpa did something positive. After everything that grandpa been through, prison, jail, street life, from almost getting murdered to getting shot at, to you name it. And this is who grandpa ended up being. So I want them to see the transition of whatever it is that they hear when they grow up about who I was and who I became at the end. And they can see that transition and see me on film, happy and doing what I love to do. Because maybe in this time I may not be famous, I may not be the greatest actor, but maybe this is for me to open doors for them. You know what I mean? Maybe this is for me to open doors for them to see the other side of what we're used to seeing, and then maybe them become famous actors and actresses or whatever it is may be. So I opened the trend. I opened the door. Maybe I opened the door for them, and they become famous and not me. Maybe my job is to go out there and do these films and expose myself to the world and to my family members, and maybe spark something in their head, you know, uh, to become actors and actresses and become better and greater than I am. And I'm okay with that. But as far as I'm here, I'm gonna do the best that I can, um, to open doors, to try to be successful at what I like to do and become the best at it. I know it's gonna take me a lot of hard work because nothing is easy, right? And I'm new to this industry. I've only been in uh three, four films, which it's not really much, right? But I'm grateful that I got opportunities to be in these four films, and I'm working on my fifth, on my fifth film now, which it's a little more difficult because it's a TV series, so there's more. I have roles where are not lead roles or semi lead roles where I'm actually in the camera at all the time. This film I might be in, that I'm in, a TV series called Pagan, seems like I'm more into this. Looks like I'm more into the film. More camera time on set, and more uh, scripted for me. There's more scripts than what I'm usually used to. There's a lot of reading. Usually I get a role. And, I got maybe I'm in like two, three scenes, four scenes, and that's it. But this TV series, it seems like I'm gonna be in a lot of these uh episodes. So the scripts gets larger. So for me, it's a challenge because I'm not used to writing, reading all these scripts and memorizing all these lines. So, but it's good because I like a challenge. You know what I'm saying? But all this is going to only make me better. And working with Denise, that sounds like an amazing person. Like she has an amazing soul, and she's willing to work with me. And Sarah, which is one of the other writers, and Sarah's is fabulous. Mary, like having a great team and a great cast and a great production team means a lot, to me as an actor. Because first thing first, when you go to a set where you don't know nobody, nobody knows you, you feel a little uncomfortable, even though everything is good there, you're safe and everything, but you just don't feel like, man, I don't know nobody, I can't, you know what I mean? The director seems like he's, um, not too easy. So now, you start to feel nervous and your lines, might not come out the way they're supposed to because you don't feel comfortable. So, working with a comfortable, working, loving team makes an actor so much better in my eyes as far as performing. We know we're there to do a job, right? We're not going to get our lines all perfect the first or second time, because depending on, how nervous you are, because I do it, but every time I go, I get little butterflies in my stomach, not because I am a little nervous, but it's because I want to do good. I want to try to get it at the first take. Usually, you don't get it at the first take, but I try to put that in my mind. Let's get this down in the first one. You don't have to do it again. But if we have to do it again, that's fine. But I would try to prepare myself to try to get it at the first maybe two or three takes. I'm done. Sometimes it don't work like that, but the fact that you're working with great directors, great writers, you know, um, and they're going to guide you through it as well, help you guide you through, your scene. It's all good, man, and that's what you need. And I like to work with people like that. You know, like again, I'm new and I'm learning every day. That's why I like to watch other actors that been doing it longer than I have, and I ask questions and 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 see how I can get better. How can I get myself to be as good as they are? You know what I mean? But with all that being said, changing my life forward, being who I am today, thankful for this talk show that I have. Again, it's not the biggest show out there in social media. It's probably not even in the top 100, but that's okay because I'm here to help people and expose people to the platforms that I have, to the viewers that follow me as much as I can, you know. Um, and I'm working on bringing you something more entertaining than just my talk show. And I do have it. I'm ready. Just need more people to get involved in this new show that I have. Everything good, Brian? You know the vibes. You know the vibes. You know, and just have fun, man. Bring people along this new show, and we sing. You don't have, like I say, you don't have to be the great singer. We're gonna have fun doing it. You sing, you do the challenge. If you win, you go on to the next stage, to the next challenge. It's just that easy. Um, and if you want to know how good you are or how what people think about your singing, then you can come on my show and you will get the results. We're not here to bash you, and I ain't gonna let nobody come in here and talk crazy. because I'll block them right away. But at least you get an idea of how good you are or how good you can be, you know. And I want to give people the opportunity with my new show. Uh, so inbox me if you want to be a part of the new show, Don Vic Show, the Don Vic Show Showdown Challenge, singer versus singer, and we'll get you on. Again, I got one guy ready to go. I got AJ ready to go. I need one more person to get it popping. So Brian just came in, and Brian grew up with me. Brian was in the game. At one point when we was growing up. And he kind of seen how my me growing up then to now, how it's changed. How I don't know if he sees the change in me, but um, I don't think I am like I used to be. I might look the same. I might be wearing the same stuff, the swag stuff. But I always been like that. But as far as my personality, as far as me being who I was, I'm not aggressive like I used to be when I was rocking with Brian and them back in the days. And we had reasons to be the way we were at one point because we had other people coming into our projects trying to take over our projects and you know trying to disrespect us and disrespect our women, and then we wasn't having it, and I'm very big when it comes to disrespecting people, or coming into our territory trying to do things you ain't supposed to. I was really big on that. I stepped in right away, and Brian was there a couple times, when things got out of hand, and I seen the change in him too. He's always been a quiet dude, laid back, mind his business, stayed out the way. He wasn't into the real hot stuff that I was into, but he was, he had to do what he had to do at one point. We all had a chance, our chances in that world to see what that world was like. Some started it, didn't like it, and left it right away, and some of them did like it, like myself, and was doing it for a long time. But Brian has always been my friend over 20 years, even though we don't see each other as much. But every time we do, man, it's like love. It's like back in the days, like we never left each other, and that's very um, you know, honorable to have. It's to have a friend like that, and IG the same thing, just a couple other brothers that we don't see each other, but when we see each other, it's love all the time. Uh, so you know, thank you, Brian. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man. Hey, Pam, how are you, my sister? I love you. Thank you so much. You know, so you know, f- folks, stories like that are always welcome here, and it's okay. You don't have to feel ashamed of what you've done in the past because everyone has sinned. Some of us have sinned bigger than others, but we have all sinned. No one is better than no one. What's important at the end is it's you as a person. Had you changed? Did you change your ways? Did you become a better person? Or are you still living that life and you still being that person in the dark? You know, and we have a choice. We have a choice to live that way or not live that way. I chose to live that life for a long time. I thought that's what I my life was going to be like. All for the rest of my life until I started seeing the China. You know, as years went on, technology was changing, people were changing, things was stuff was starting to fade away, and then reality hit me like, wait, this is just like a dream. This is like passing through. and I got to get out of this circle. Like I got to get out of this thing. Like what am I going to do with myself and my life? And I started going to taking these private um, things, schools, and I went back to school, and it just wasn't working for me, because I still had that hustling mentality in my mind. I'm like, man, I'm sitting here in class for 8 hours. I could have made, $2,000 in 3, 5,000 in 8 hours or 10. You know, I'm sitting in class listening to bull crap. So, that was my mentality then, man. And I'm just really, really glad that everything changed for me, and I'm here today talking to you guys. And I know that God has a plan for me. What it is, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. But I definitely know that He wanted me to change my life and be able to speak about my past to you guys and create this amazing show that I have today. I think is amazing. Maybe other people don't, but that's okay. That's their opinion. Everybody has a right to an opinion, And again, I'm not here to have the biggest show. I'm here to help people. You know, if my show gets big, then so be it. If it not, I'm fine with it too, man. Because it's not about the show; it's about the people. What can I do to help people? How can I connect people? And I'm after the blessings, man. I'm truly after the blessings. I'm really trying to make up for everything I've done in the past. You got that, B. You know that. You used to roll with me at one point. Yeah, we used to get money together. You know that, of course, of course. I mean, we can make a movie, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about here. You know, the thing here with Boston, Brian, it's not that we can't. I can do a movie tomorrow. I got a script. I'm not the greatest writer, but I can put something together. And get a shot out here in Boston. The thing is that there's no unity here. You know that, Brian. There's no unity in here. There's too much hate. We go out there and we start shooting stuff, and people that know us start seeing us, and they ain't part of it. It's gonna be a problem. I mean, um, you know, and I get it because people want to be a part of something. I get it, but you, people say, "Oh, you an actor. I want to be an actor too." You just can't be an actor one day to another, unless you got that gift. I mean, there's a lot of things that comes with an actor. Now, I don't know them all. I don't have all the tools. I know a few tools. I'm new at this, but I use them to the best of my ability, and I'm learning every day. But we can shoot a movie. I got the cameras. I got the cameras. You know, I can write. I know some people that can write. The thing is getting the people together, and I've been in movies out here. I've been in my first movie here in Boston, Don Hazel the Gangster. The worst experience I had, not because of him, but the people, the crew that we was working with. Nobody wanted to be the crackhead. Nobody wanted to die. Everybody wanted to be the lead role. Like it was crazy. I don't know how Don Hazel did it, but there was people that wanted. I mean, you're the director and the writer. I'm an actor. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you need to do with your movie. Like, so I seen a whole lot of that stuff. And here in Boston, I'm like, man, I can't work with these people. So when some of them heard that I was going to do something here, I got those calls. I want to be in your film, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even, I shut it down. I didn't speak nothing else about my film, nothing else, because I didn't want the headache, you know. But and it was I got a script about my life, Brian. It's funny you say that. I started writing something about my life, You know how we grew up and the stuff that we've been through and the shootouts. You know we had in the projects and all the other stuff that happened. Pam Harris ain't nothing nice, my friend. You don't know what's going on, my friend. Oh, Pam. That's it, Pam. That's that's a great thing. Is to be the best you can be now and every day forward. That's awesome. And my me too. You know, I want to be the best I can be for me and for my family that always seen the dark side of me. And now I'm doing this and it seems like they're not phased with what I'm doing now. They're not, or maybe they feel like they're not taking it serious, maybe because they haven't seen me in a real film, you know. So they're not really tuned into it as much. But I know once that first film comes out and they see it and they watch it on Netflix and they see me in it, then they're gonna know that it's the real deal. This is what I'm out here doing. Thank you, Pam. Are you really writing one or are you just saying that? You silly. Yeah. You know, I think if I was rich, I'll be broke because I'll be so worried about helping other people that are not in my position. If I was wealthy, but then again, it wouldn't care because money don't make me. You know, God makes me. And the more great things that I do for people, the more blessings God give me, and that's blessings from God's not. It's okay, cool. And so we need to be better at whatever it is that we are, and never set yourself for less. You know, because sometimes I be at work, right? I be at work and I'm working. I'm be like, man, is this what my life is going to be like? Like, I don't want to do this. I want to, I get anxious. I want to do this. I want to be in the film. But what I got to understand is that God don't work like that. You got to be patient. What's going to come for you is going to come for you. What we need to do is put in the work. Okay. Put in the work and God will meet you where you need to, where he need to meet you at. But if you don't put in the work to get to where you want to go to, even if it's little baby steps, then you will never, don't live with regrets. I don't want to live with that. I want to see how far I can take it and where I can lead off and my kids can take it from there or my grandkids. I want to be able to have that name where when people say Don Vick or say Pam Harris or say Brian or anyone, there's respect behind it. You know what I mean? There's respect behind it and honor behind that name. And people will always remember you for the great things that you have done for them or for the people. And I guess that's my goal, is to be remembered as a great guy, a person who helped other people, a person who wanted to see people be uplifted, a person who will give his shirt off to the next person. I want to be that guy. And I am that guy. I just a lot of people, a lot of you guys really don't know me. You know me through my social media and through my show, but I don't know me from my day to day basting. But this is who I am. You know, this is who I am, and I won't change it for nobody. You know, and I think a lot of people don't talk to me because of my character. They'll be like, "Man, when you on the street, man, you got that straight face." Yeah, well, you know that comes from from the pain and suffering that I had when I grew up. It made me, I don't find everything funny. Everything is not funny to me. Even though I come here and I make jokes because this is my show and I gotta entertain you guys. But I'm always a serious guy on the street. You don't ever see me smiling. I smile with those that smile with me. I say hello to those that say hello to me. But I keep mostly to myself because I've been through so much stuff and I've seen so much stuff in people. The double crossing, the two face, the smile in your face and stab you in the back. I've seen that so much that it just don't. I just don't engage with a lot of people the way I do with certain people like you guys, certain of you guys that I connect to and talk to. But this just the way it is. Yeah, Pam. Sometimes people are miserable. Sometimes people are miserable. Sometimes people go through things that you don't understand, and sometimes people see you doing things that they wish they did, or they see you happy. You know how many people envy other people just because they're happy? Just because they're happy. They're always happy. People envy you just because you're always happy. And that's insane. But it's the truth. So we gotta pray for those people. We pray for them, and let them know, listen, it's okay. Like, I'd rather be happy than sad all the time. And when I'm sad, I try to make myself happy or make myself laugh because I don't want that negativity energy to come to me, you know. Um and again, like I I wish I can do more for people. I truly wish I can do more for people. I was in a position where I can move the way I want to move and put people in positions that they need to be. I wish I could do that. And maybe someday I could. Maybe someday in the future I get an opportunity to get a job where I can put people in position to make their dreams come true, and then they help other people get in position and help. Thank you, Pam. You always say the right things. Yeah, Pam. It takes a lot to be sincere, and I ain't got nothing to hide. You know, I don't have anything to hide. I haven't been the great father. I can admit that. I've been to prison. I can admit that. I ain't the smartest individual. I can admit that. I don't have the best show. I can admit that. I can admit a lot of things. I've done a lot of bad things that I regret. I can admit that. And I've hurt a lot of people. I can admit that. Um, I've been a bad. I don't know what you're gonna call it. I've never been married, but I had long relationships, and I wasn't faithful. At points, and I lied a lot to them. And I made them go through things. And those are things that I can sit here and say today that I apologize to everyone that I mistreated, to my baby's mothers that I was out there doing what I wasn't supposed to do. I apologize to them as well. And my kids that I wasn't there for them when they needed me because I was so caught up in the street world that I didn't know if I was coming and going. I spent a lot of time in prison, and now that I'm older and that I changed, I'm trying to make up for all that. And I just want to be sincere because telling the, I mean, like, why do I get, why do I get out of lying? Telling you guys lie. Like, what do I get out of that? Nothing. I'd rather tell you the truth. You know, exactly. It doesn't define me. It's right. Exactly. But it's always good to talk about it, Brian, because it always reminds you of who you were then and what you don't want to be. And you want to see these signs coming after you changed, coming towards your way. If it starts to um rise again and try to get you caught up in that world, you can see it coming and stay away from it. You know, but yeah, it doesn't define who I am 100%. Right. I agree 100%, Pam. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. You know, a hater's job, Pam, a hater's job is to hate, right? A hater's job is to hate. You can't get mad at a hater for hating on you. That's what they do. Just like you do your show, that's what you do. That's what you do. You read your cards to people, you tell people your cards and you're a medium. That's what you do. A hater's job is to hate. It's to sit there and talk trash to you or hate on you. Same thing with a person that's ugly. A person that's ugly can be ugly at all times. That's their job, is to be ugly. And those people have issues at the end of the day, if you ask me. You know, you know, so a person that talks about other people, that's what they like to do. They like to talk about people and keep that negativity going on, and then they sit back after they started the conversation, after they started the fight. Now they sit back and watch the cat fight between you and other people that are involved, when they started everything, and they sitting there ugly, looking ugly and enjoying the view. So we're always going to have that. What we can do is always pray for them and stay away from them as much as we can. You know, you don't have to hate them. You don't have to talk about them. And I've learned that in my journey, is to ignore them. Ignore them. Stay out of their way, out of mind, out of sight. That's what I've learned. No, no, not at all. Followers that see that's people. Those are people that I just um got a fetish of being better than other people. And those people, at the end of the day, man, they're gonna hit a wall. What makes you successful, I think, is being humble, being honest with people, being yourself. And people that are true to themselves and true to what they believe in can see right through that. Just like you see through me, Pam, and you say I'm a nice guy, I see through you as well. I know you're a great woman, a great wife. And if you're not a wife, you could be a great wife. And I'd say that because of your demeanor, the energy I get off of you, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak. There's a lot of things that I picked up along my journey on how to judge people and what people I'm going to talk to. And that's a gift I got from God. And I embrace that so much. But followers don't mean nothing. I can have more followers than any of you. Doesn't make me better. you know if I was that person that got all those followers, my job would to be to help you get as much followers as I have or more. I will give you the skills on how to do it, not sit there and brag about it and say my show is better than yours, or I get more followers than you. You ain't, you're not on my category, or you're not on my category, or whatever. No, we don't do that. I don't, that's those are people I don't deal with, Pam. Sean, what's up, brother? Sean in the building. My man, 50 grand. Oh, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. You got to remember, Pam, that nobody controls your destiny but you. Only you know in your mind and in your heart what you're trying to do with your show, what you're trying to accomplish, what are you trying to reach, and what information you're trying to give up to your fans and followers. Listen, this takes time, Pam. I've been doing this for almost 6 years. I've been doing this for almost 6 years to get all the followers that I have, and I don't have a lot of followers. You know, because I limit my my friends. I don't accept a lot of people. Plus, a lot of people may not like my show, but that's okay. You know, but that's okay. Yes, toxic energy all day, always. You got to be humble and love yourself at all times. You know, and because order for you to love someone else, you gotta love yourself. You gotta know what love is to be able to give love out. If you don't know what love is, then you don't you how can you give love to the next person? Love is just not saying a word or doing something for someone or giving something to someone. No, love is a four-letter word, but it means so much. And where love comes humbleness, where love comes loyalty, where love comes honesty, where love comes a whole lot of things. And I've learned that in my journey, you know, to where I am today. I've learned so much from my mistakes and from what God has presented to me. Wanda, what's up, my girl? How you been? Thank you for tuning in. Wanda Figueroa is also an individual that grew up with me and Brian and IG. She knows what being she knows she's seen the street life that I was living back then. She was part of that. She wasn't part of our crew, but she lived in the projects where we lived, and she knew a lot of the stuff that was going on and who was doing what and who wasn't doing what. So Wanda, I know her son when he was a baby. I know her ex husband. So I know her very well, and maybe she's seen a different in me. Maybe she sees that I'm not like I used to be. I'm a different person. You know, um, uh, and maybe she can notice the difference from where I was then to I am now. Because a lot of people that I used to know when they see me dressed the way I dress. I like to dress sporty. Sometimes I put on my suit, and my sit and look casual when I'm going out. But usually when I'm on the street, I like to be casual. I might have on a leather jacket, a nice sport hat, my cut up jeans and my sneakers or my boots. I'm always like that, or the way you guys see me dressed now. And people confuse me for who I was back then because they see me like that. And when they get to talk to me, they be like, "Man, you changed, man. Something about you changed, man." And they see the humbleness in me and this and that, and that's what I like, the fact that they see the change in me. Mandy, hi, Mandy. Mandy's amazing. She's a paranormal investigator, a good friend of Pam. Pam introduced me to Mandy. They have a show called Three Sisters Paranormal, something like that. I can't remember. But Mandy's amazing. She has her own talk show. Check it out. She's great. But I don't know, Mandy, if you've been hearing what we've been talking about, but thank you for logging in. Right. You know, and that's the thing, Pam. The more you help people, you know how it goes, the more blessings you get. And sometimes the blessings don't come right away. We know that. This is why you say, this is what I say, you have to be, God say you have to be patient. Your time is going to come. You got to keep pushing for whatever it is that your goal is in your mind and in your heart. You keep pushing for that. Because when your number clocks in, ain't can no one stop that. When your number is getting ready to clock in, when it's your time to shine, I don't care who gets in front of you. I don't care what tree fall. I don't care what thunder hits you. No one's going to be able to change that. You know why? Because you deserved it. You worked hard for it. You believed in yourself. You believed in the power of God that you was going to achieve your goal. And you got to keep that mentality all the time. You know, one of my biggest dreams is to have a bigger platform, something like the Arsenio Hall, you know, or what's the lady's name? Ellen, the Ellen shows, you know, some type of show like that. You know, that's my dream, right? And I'm trying to see where I can be able to get a platform, like be able to get into a platform like that. It's not easy, but you know, I'm moving towards that way. Yeah, well, you know, that's why I like talking about these conversations, Pam, and I like people to come into my show and talk about their past. You know, when they were in such dark moments. How did you overcome those dark moments and come back into the light? Like, how did you do that? What was the transition that happened that you became that better person? Those are the stories I love to have on my show because we can help people. You don't know what people are going through those times that we're talking about right now and need help and need some type of advice, need some type of comfort or need some way of dealing with the situation. Me as the lead role. Well, that'll be fine. Okay, that'll take you about 2 years to do. Okay, with knowing with my memory, you know we'll have to do a line 3 or 4 times, 3 takes, 3 takes, 10 takes. Oh, Pam, listen. I know there are people that had darker times than me and you, and there's people that had really dark times and don't talk about it. You know, don't talk about it because they're afraid to talk about it, or they feel like some people will look down on them or people will judge them. Can't no one in this world judge no one. The only one that can judge is God. So don't worry about what people going to say about your past, what people may think about you. That was your past. You're not like that anymore, or you're not doing that anymore. Those are situations that we had to go through, each and one of us had to go through to learn from them, to be better, to be able to talk about these situations to people because we've been there. You know what I mean? This is why God gives us this opportunity to do these talk shows because we all have a story. You know, if I didn't sit here and tell you some of my story, you wouldn't know that I had that background. None of you guys would have known. I could have said hey and told you a lie. You know, I could have sat here and told you guys a big lie about me. None of you guys really know me, you know. But what does that make me? Trying to big up myself or big up my show with lies, then I have to get off my show and think about them. I just told these people a bunch of lies and then have to live with that. I will be punished for that. God sees everything. The little things you do that you might not think hurts people actually does. And if it's not hurting them, it's hurting God because God know you're lying. So that's why I decided just to tell the truth. I mean, if the truth's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt regardless. So tell me the truth. I'd rather you tell me the truth and it hurts me, might break my heart. But when I'm over it, I'm gonna say, you know what? Regardless of how I felt and my tears came and I was broken, Pam told me the truth. She told me the truth and I gotta deal with it. And I wouldn't get mad for a person telling me about myself or telling me, hey, you know what, you a good person, but you do this, you do that. Okay, you checking me on it. Maybe I didn't realize that I was doing it, you know, and hurting people as I was doing it. Because sometimes we do things that we think in our heads are not bad, but other people look at it as something bad or worse, you know, and don't tell you about it. They just let you keep doing it, and all they do is keep getting mad at you, and or where they dislike you and start talking about you to other people. Well, I don't want to do. I'm not that type of person. I want you to tell me if I said something that bothered you or that I keep repeating that you don't like, that's making you feel a certain way, so that I can fix it. Because I'm not saying it to hurt you. I'm not saying it to look down at you. Maybe I just don't realize that I'm saying it or doing it, or I'm putting it in a way that in my mind it's not affecting anyone, but it is. So this is why communication is always key. Exactly. You see, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, when I talk about my experiences back then, it's like a relief to me, right? It's a relief to me because I don't get to talk to people about my past. I talk to my kids, but I tell them certain things. I don't tell them everything because they don't need to know everything. You know, certain things are personal, certain things they just don't need to know. But at least I let them know that what I was doing wasn't right. You know, follow your dream. Don't do this. Stay away from that. I'm telling you not to tell you because I already been there. You know, I don't want you to go to prison. Don't do this. This is gonna take you to jail. Don't do this. You know, that's it. That's it. L Boogie, what's up, baby? My man L Boogie, that's my brother right there. Lawrence Monroe. That's a guy there, man. Let me tell you something about that guy. We met at a set, Lawrence and I, right? I didn't know the guy, he didn't know me. We became good friends, him and I. He see me on set. I was doing the movie Don Hazel the Gangster with Sonny Thompson, and Lawrence came in, you know, and he was going to be part. He was part of the film as well, um, and he said something to me that stayed in my mind, you know, and it's happened. He said, "Man," he said, "Bro, when I saw you doing that film, I said you're going to be somebody in the future. You're gonna. I see you in big films." I thought nothing of it because I'm a humble dude. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm bigger than nobody and better than nobody. But when I do something, I put 100% into it. And he said that to me. He said, "Man, I see you. You know," he said, you're gonna be one of the ones that are gonna make it. You know, and not that I've made it because I'm nowhere, but as far as me getting into bigger films, that's how I look at it. He was right. He was right. He encouraged me to keep going. He told me, man, you keep going, man. I see you doing this. I see you doing that. And he was right, man. I kept going. I got into Saving Anna. I got into the movie The Return of Jay Brooks, which were my two movies after Don Hazel the Gangster. Then I landed Desert Fiends with Nicole, and now I landed another film with Denise and them called the TV series called Pagan. And so he saw something in me that I knew I had, but I wasn't too sure of it. You know, but him looking from the outside in saw something in me that said, "Man, you're gonna do good in this film industry, right?" And and that stayed in my mind, and because of it, I'm still at it. So it's little things that people say to you or see in you that give you that motivation and energy because they believe in you. They see something in you that you have, that motivation, that glow to become something bigger than what you are. Because sometimes we don't believe in ourselves strong enough to believe that we can be that person. And it's not easy, because it's not. But it shows your determination, your faith, your grind to become who you want to become. Yeah, Brian, you can get a chance to come on here and tell your story, man. Always, L. Always, man. And I thank you for that, man. I got a lot of friends, man, but my brother Lawrence, man, he does inspire me a lot, man. Acting was something he wanted to do as well. He did some acting back in the days, and he came out in a movie too, um, back in the days, which was his first film. Um, and it's a dream that he wants to do too. Unfortunately, he's working and things ain't going too good for him as far as the filming industry. But he got me, and I'm in it. So any opportunity that I can get to get him in it, I'm gonna give him that shot. Because why not? I don't want to be the only one shining. The History Channel, yeah. So he did a movie, and he came out on the History Channel, and you know the beauty of all this is when people see you, people that know you see you on the History Channel or in a movie, and they really your friends, and they 100% behind you, man. The the joy that they have by seeing you there, and the energy that they give you to keep moving forward and do more because you want to see them happy, and kind of like be happy that they know someone that's in the film industry that's really doing films. That's amazing. Not everybody can do that. And those that got the opportunity should take advantage of it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to take as much advantage as I can and try to get into as much films as I can, um, because I love it. But then again, it's a lot of things that I still got to learn. But overall, folks, overall, the key here thing is to always be as honest as you can. And if you can't be honest, then just don't say nothing. Just keep it to yourself. Walk away from the conversation if it's in a group. Walk away from it and just do whatever it is that you're gonna do. Um, Stay honest to yourself. Love yourself. Learn how to love you before you try to love others. Um, stay focused, stay in line, stay always trying to get into something, stay busy, and uh, and stay out of the negativity. You know, when you're doing something right or you're doing something good, you're always gonna have a hater. You're always gonna have someone trying to infiltrate what you're doing and talk bad about you or what you're doing. So expect that when you're doing something good, that you need to expect that. Haters are gonna come. Usually the haters are people that you know personally. Okay, because a person that don't know you from a hole in the wall has no reason to hate you or for what you're doing or for what you're trying to do. But the people that you surround yourself around that know what you're doing and they not doing it and they jealous of what you're doing, those are the people that you're gonna hate on you and they're gonna always talk about you. It's never the outsider, it's always the inside. Okay, remember that. Never the outside, it's always the inside, you know. Thank you. Well, that's that. Pam. That's what we're here for. Not just me, you, Sean, Brian, Matt, everyone that's here, Lawrence. We're here to inspire one another. Uplift one another because we need it. We're trying to uplift others, right? As talk show hosts, we're trying to uplift others and connect others. But we need it too. We also need, to be told that we inspire other people, that we're loved and that we're good people. We need that too. We need that energy always. A prophet is not welcome in his own home. 100%, man. And now another thing I think about is like, you're trying to do your thing. You're trying to become someone in life, and people that doubt you. And as soon as you make it, or they think you make it, they're the first ones calling you, asking for tickets or asking can they come to your event or how they can be a part of what you're doing. But they never showed you no love. They never watched your show. They never liked it. They never shared it. They never even spoke about it. But now that they see you making moves and see you in certain places that they wish they were, and they're wondering how the hell you do it, then all of a sudden they're on your team. Those people, I would never give an opportunity to come around me, to be in no event with me, because those are the same people that are going to watch you fall or help um, contribute to see you fall. Yeah, it's right. It's right, Sean, all the time, 100%. It's so easy to get pulled into the negativity, and it's lonely when you stay away from all the BS. And I say that because even though you guys see me and I do this and I do that, I'm a lonely guy, right? And I say that because I live alone. I don't have a girlfriend. Not that I need one, not that I'm looking for one. I love I love being me. I love my freedom. I love to go in and out when I want to, you know, and I'm focused more, you know, all that negativity. See, one man said to me, for those that hate me, I thank you greatly because it's that hate that motivate me. And that stuck with me, man. I truly believe I take all that negativity and I turn it into something positive. See, when people talk bad about me and talk about, oh, you ain't never gonna do this, you ain't never gonna do that, that that gives me energy, because I'm like, oh, really? You really think that I can't do this? Like, you really looking down at me like I'm? like I can't make this happen. Okay. And that's my motivation. That right there is my motivation when people talk down on me or say I can't do this or can't do that. That's my motivation. Or I'm gonna prove to you that I'm not who you think I am. And I've proven that in certain things, as far as my show, people say, oh, your show ain't gonna do nothing, you ain't gonna meet nobody, you blah blah. Well, listen, look at my show now. I went from having local artists that no one know about to award winners on my show. Award winners been on my show. You know, great directors with great movies that are out right now that you guys watch has been on my show. You know, great actors have been on my show that a lot of people don't even know who they are. So they were my motivation. Here I am today, and I have all these amazing directors and actors and comedians that that are doing big things. You know, so I thank you for giving to for saying that my show wasn't going to get nowhere, you know, or that I wasn't going to have anybody special. Everyone in my show is special. Though some are doing bigger things than others, that's fine. But in my eyes, everyone's special. Everybody got a gift. Everybody in my show is equal in my eye, you know. Uh, but that's just to show you that those people that thought my show wasn't gonna get to where it is, and I wasn't gonna have the guests that I do have on my show. How you like me now? And the ones that that thought that I wasn't gonna be in no film and I wasn't gonna do no movie. Thank you, because of you, I'm on my fifth film. Okay, and they'll come out 2024, 2025. They'll be out. You guys can see it. So I take that negativity and I turn it into positive stuff. I use it to give me energy and boost because I want to make those people understand that things things and dreams do come true. And as far as you willing to go after it and push as hard as you can to make it happen, it can happen. See, so while they're sitting there wishing bad on me, sitting in their couch watching me, I'm making moves. You know, I'm making moves. So the next time you see me, might be on your TV screen. You know what I mean? So those are things that I have accomplished, and not to be cocky, not to act like I'm better than it, because I'm not better than anyone, but just to show you that I can accomplish what I've dreamed, what my dream was. And I tell you guys, I accomplished my dream. What I'm doing now is pushing it to the next level. Okay, my dream was to have a podcast to help people and uplift them and help them and 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 connect them to other people. I've done that. I've done that already. But in the process of that, I've met amazing directors and actors that seen something and gave me opportunities to get into films with them. And I accomplished that. So I have accomplished what I wanted to do now and when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, I wanted to be either an artist or a movie star. Music didn't work for me. Even though I did a little stuff out there, didn't work for me. But I kept pushing to become an actor, and I did it. That was my dream. That was my drive. That was my wish. I did it, and not just being able to do and be in a film, but to be in a film with actors that I used to watch when I was a kid and a fan of, to play with them in a film together was one of my other biggest dreams, and I made that happen. So, I'm at where I wanted to be. I'm at where I wanted to be because I pushed it. I believe that I can do it. I got brothers like Lawrence Monroe that always inspires me, that always tell me, Victor, keep pushing, keep pushing. You're gonna make it to the big, you're gonna make it to the big screens, you're gonna make it to Paramount one day. I believe that. I believe when Lawrence tells me that, you know, and that's the only brother I have that be pushing me. Like he pushes me, but like Vic, keep going. I see you in big films. You know what I'm saying? Because that was his dream too. So if I can make our dream come true and be able to come get to one of these big films, I did it for both of us. And not just that, but then I have a probably opportunity to bring him into a film and fulfill his dream as being an actor in a big film. So this is how it works, man. And this is the type of guy that I am. You know, I believe in myself. I believe in what Lawrence tell me. I believe in a lot of things you guys tell me, right? But in my heart and my soul, I have to believe that in myself. That I know I'm going to become this actor, right? And like I said, I may not be the next Al Pacino. I may not be the next uh, um, Van Damme or the next, Denzel Washington. But if I can get my feet in to where I can make a few films with some amazing actors, like I did with Tom Arnold, Bailing, um, Eric Roberts, uh, uh, Scott Taylor, um, Spencer, uh, Elizabeth Dietz. These are people that I looked up to when I was a kid. Elizabeth Dietz played in she played in The Exorcist. I was a big fan of that movie when it came out. I was a kid. She played in that movie. Bei Ling played in one of my favorite movies that I used to watch over and over and over again, The Crow. She played in that, and I was in love with that woman. Okay, Eric Roberts that played in so many films I looked up to. Actually, I started watching his sister's movies first. Then I found out that they were brothers, and I started watching Eric Roberts. All right. Um, who else? Amado Richards. Who else was in this movie? Anyway, there was like seven main, seven big actors that were there that I looked up to when I was a kid, and I got to play with these. I got to play with them in this film. So I have accomplished a lot of my goals that I wanted to when I was a kid now. And I just want you guys to know this. Anything is possible. Anything that you think that you want to do is possible. You just got to go out there and do it. Connect with the right people. Keep pushing. And those doors are going to open. A lot of them are going to close, but a lot of them are going to open. You just got to sit there and wait patiently to your turn. And that's a big key. Patience. Oh yeah, Al Pacino's Kathryn Pacino. How many people can say they met her? I mean, unless you're in the industry. I've met Karen. Karen, I didn't just meet her. We had breakfast together. She invited me to a breakfast, and I met her husband Bill, which is an amazing guy. And while I was there, she introduced me to the Reals Cowboys, which were actors from the late 50s and 40s that played in westerns. I don't know if you guys remember the Rifleman. The guy that had the rifle. He had the little kid there, his son. He was there. I met him. I also met Geraldo Gerard. another actor that was a police officer, used to work for the mob back in the days and became an actor in Hollywood. He got a great story. I got his book. He signed it for me. So, folks, this is where my hustle, this is where my hard work, this is where my connecting with people have brought me to. Okay. Nothing was handed to me. I worked hard to get to where I'm at. And I'm still working hard because now I'm pushing to go to a next level, which is, uh, which is, getting into bigger roles. This great film that I'm gonna be a part of called The Pagan. It's a TV series. I'm excited to be there. That's probably gonna be my first biggest film besides Desert Fiends that I get to play a character and get more camera time on. So folks, I have accomplished a lot of my dreams. Now I'm in another chapter of my life where I'm trying to push it to where I can get to Al Pacino, work with them, or work with I don't know, maybe Denzel or Keanu Reeves, and I'm not saying to be there on their, you know, uh, 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 main character, but just to be in a movie with them and know that they were in the same movie I was, it's an accomplishment for me. You know, so folks, what I'm saying is this: don't let nobody kill your dream. Your dream is possible. Connect with the right people. Stay humble, stay real, stay honest to yourself and to others, and you will see doors open. Okay, Pam. Cool. So, I just wanted to put that in your ear, drop that in your ear, man. I hope this can open up someone's eye and you know, and help someone. So obviously Kathryn couldn't come on. Uh Something wrong with her setup. But I enjoy talking to you guys, letting you guys know a little bit about me. And to let you know, people know that dreams do come true, and I'm living it, you know, and I'm working on, bigger and better things, as far as filming, um, connecting with the right people to get to the films that I want to get into. Uh, so, a big shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for watching. You guys been great. Again, I'm looking for one individual that wants to challenge AJ on my new show, the Showdown, the Don Vic Show Showdown Challenge, Singers Against Singers. If you want to be a part of that, inbox me. We already got your challenger. We'll start the new show and we go from there. And I just want to say, man, God loves you. I love you. And remember, stay out the way and follow your dream. All right, with that being said, I'm going to let y'all go with peace, love, respect. Y'all already know the vibes. I'm out of here. Peace.
Never stop, forget it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pace up or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, forget it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.